Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been forever and forever, like freaking years. Like, probably like 8 months, but whatever. If y'all missed me, hello, I'm back. I'm sorry for the delay. But anyways, I'm here with my friend Brisa.
Hello.
I did her makeup. Ooh, look at you putting that over it like a freaking Kardashian. Look at her. She's like bad and bougie. I did her makeup on camera. Recorded it. Because why not? Hope you like this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so I'm going to start out by taking a paint pot by MAC, the Painterly paint pot. And I put that on my paw palette and I'm just priming her eyes. So we're trying to decide which palette we should use here. We went ahead and went with the peach palette, but we were just really trying to talk about what we were doing, what we wanted to do, what she was looking for. But I'm just going to take a color of her eyes, or like the color of her skin, and kind of just set that primer in. Here were some cat ears to put the flyaways away. And so I'm just going to start blending some colors into her eyes now and just start working with it. And right here I'm using one of the purple shades, or the purple shade that's in the peach palette, and I'm just kind of taking it on the outer corner of her eyes. So right here, I actually went ahead and took a purple shade from the Masquerade palette by Juvia's Place and put it on that outer corner because it looks a lot better than the one that was in the peach palette. a little wing, and I'm using this NYX liquid liner. Normally I would use a gel liner, but I was kind of limited resources right now, so that's what I'm using. Sorry I'm blocking the freaking camera at this point, but you'll see on the other eye. A good tip is to have them have their eyes open when you're making that first little wing part, if that makes sense. Because that way you can see if it's gonna look like bent or crooked or whatever, because you know their eyes are closed and you're like, yes, that looks wonderful, and then they open their eyes and it's like curled. So if you leave their eyes open and they're kind of like looking down a little bit, then you should be good. By the way, I know I am not a professional at making wings. I am not the best, and I know that. That is definitely one of my weak points as a makeup artist. I'm still learning, and I learn things every day that I work at MAC. And so I'm just, you know, practicing until I have it down. So I know it's not a perfect wing, so yes. So right here I'm taking this BH Cosmetics foundation and concealer palette, and I'm gonna mix these 3 shades right here to kind of create a concealer shade for her. And I'm gonna put that on my paw palette, you know, keep it sanitary. And then I'm gonna take a flat brush, definer brush, and just clean up underneath this wing right here. That's the beauty about doing the eyes first, is you can always clean up your messes, and it just makes it a little bit easier. Whether if you had your foundation on and you get stuff all over the place, you're kind of screwed at that point. And then right here, I'm gonna fix her wing a little bit with my all-time favorite winged eyeliner. It's the Lorac Alter Ego liner. I'm just gonna touch it up a little bit because I didn't like that gel, or not the gel, I didn't like that liquid liner that I used, so I prefer this. So that's what I'm using. So here I'm putting on her lashes, and another tip is to make sure their eyes are open. They're just looking down when you're putting lashes on somebody, because if their eyes are closed, then it's more likely to get glue in their eye, and then you know that's that whole awkward, uncomfortable situation for them. So if their eyes are open, they're just looking down, then no glue gets on them, and it's a lot easier process to do. Just a little helpful tip I learned. Okay, so I'm going to take this Urban Decay Pore Perfecting Primer because she does have oily skin. So this is going to help mattify her and also shrink down her pores a little bit. And then I'm taking a brush. I started out with my fingers, but now I'm just taking a brush and really pushing it into the skin, so it's actually going to make a difference. I'm taking this MAC Pro Longwear Waterproof Foundation and starting to dab it on there. First, this foundation is a little yellow for her, but we made it work once we added concealer and everything. It really overall came out really good, but this was the closest shade I had to her in my kit at the time. This foundation looks good on everybody, no matter what kind of skin you have, oily, dry combination. And the great thing is it has no flashback in it, so it's really good for weddings and stuff like that. Right now I'm taking the Eco Tools sponge and just kind of dabbing it into the skin more, making it look a little bit more natural, shearing it out just a tad. I freaking love that sponge. Now I'm taking my Too Faced concealer. It's the lightest color, and I am going to highlight her. and blend that in with the same Eco Tools sponge. I'm taking the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder and setting under her eyes everywhere we put that concealer, and I also set next to the nose, like the smile line area, because that helps you not crease there. And we're gonna leave that on for a good 5 minutes and then we'll dust it off later. After our little dance break, we're going to take this Eco Tools like setting powder brush and just dust that off onto the rest of her face too, to kind of use that powder to set the rest of her foundation too. Since she does have oily skin, I always advise that. And we're going to take the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour palette, and I'm just going to start bronzing her up and contouring her a little bit. I'm taking some airspun powder and this brush right here and setting underneath her contour just to kind of sharpen it up a little bit, and then I'm going to let that sit for a little bit and then I'll dust it off and blend the contour just a little bit more. I'm taking this green eyeshadow from H&M. I'm not too sure of the name right now, but since she has brown eyes, I wanted to kind of help like bring that out a little bit, so I'm using this green eyeshadow underneath her eyes.